You know what, guys? I'm done. I'm not a woman anymore. I'm done. Just because you're a woman, all of a sudden everything's just better. And that's what I mean. Like, there's nuance. They're trying to push all these things to get you mad. You're falling for it. Why do I do this to myself? Hey, guys, welcome back to the channel. We're doing part 3 of this. I have more controversial ones that might get people more dogpiling on me in the comments, but that's okay. Because actually, some of these things I agree with. But y'all don't see that. Let's get on with the video. Okay, so this is the first one. They say that women are the gender because they want 6 figures and 6 foot tall. And you know what that equals? What do they say in the Bible? Why? Nice is boring. Nice is safe and predictable. Beast is exciting and dangerous and uncertain. It's competition. Beast is a story she tells her friend. Nice doesn't win. Evolution didn't program her to choose the nicest guy in the tribe. Evolution programmed her to choose the strongest, tallest, richest, most dominant guy in the tribe so her kids survive. You know what, guys? I'm done. I'm not a woman anymore. I'm done. They made me do it, guys. I'm gonna continue the rest of the video like a guy because I don't know what they're talking. I can't relate to this. Y'all are way too serious in the comments sometimes, man. And y'all gotta lighten up a bit. Let's just continue with this. Okay, trolling aside, I see why that can make guys very insecure and think that they're going to be alone. This is the thing, in the real world, it doesn't seem to be this way. I don't think this whole thing of the tallest, most dominant, richest is really a representation. Now, I know you're gonna say probably, yeah, but they settle. The guys you see on the street, they settle. You think everybody settled? I saw something saying that like 15 to 20% of people settle or they're not actually happy with their partner or something. So it could be true to some extent, but not fully. And if you believe that, I'm sorry. I think you have a very black and white way of seeing things and you don't really see nuance, because there's no way everybody wants this or it's just ingrained into us. Because for the people that's not ingrained, do we have male characteristics or do we think like a guy? You know, the joke I made, is something wrong with us? I mean, maybe if you look at our relationships and how we see relationships, maybe it would prove otherwise. Psychological studies have shown that attractive people have higher life satisfaction than others. For men, there was a strong and direct effect of objective beauty on life satisfaction, but for women, it was weaker and indirect, with self-esteem and emotional stability playing key roles. For maybe your standards, if all you care about is getting attraction from the opposite gender, going on dates, being intimate, if that's all you care about, then maybe. But for the big scheme of things, no. And maybe you guys are gonna say in the comments, yeah, we know that, that's obvious, but some people act like just because you're a woman, all of a sudden everything's just better. And that's what I mean, like there's nuance. I don't expect any different. The lack of a brotherhood is inevitable. Your friends will likely betray you for attention from the opposite gender if you're a man. Okay, that's terrible. Y'all need more of a brotherhood. That's why I think some of these issues are happening. Antisocial personalities are correlated with a higher number of partners. So it just shows the abstract of this. It doesn't actually go into detail, but it's because of impulsiveness, short-sightedness, and aggressiveness are related to a larger number of partners, but also criminal involvement. What if it's just because maybe these antisocial personalities cannot keep a relationship for a long time? That's why they have a lot of partners. But maybe the partners they have, they're not actually like in a loving, healthy, committed relationship. I saw this comment and I wanted to include it. It is 100% ad hominem debate strategy. Women are all entitled, hypergamous, shallow, liars, and men who disagree with me are simps, so my view that women are terrible is only legitimate one. That's exactly what goes on here, man. There's nothing wrong with corn. The industry is the problem. Corn addiction can be a problem, but it's by no means as bad as things like alcohol and cigarettes, which are socially normalized. And it can help people get to know themselves better and better understand their interests in sexuality. Okay. This isn't a real view of what intimacy is. And you might have unrealistic expectations if that's like what you're gonna consume, because then this is so sensitive. You're gonna have unrealistic views on your partner. You're gonna have unrealistic views on what they look like and what to do. And that's where some people get into the crazy stuff. And I'm not even gonna be specific, right? Because like they're remembering it from there or they're inspired from these websites, and it just needs to go. Don't make dating and relationship your goal is the worst advice possible. Telling people not to make dating a goal assumes human connection happens by accident. For many, treating love as a deliberate aim provides the focus, effort, and growth needed to find a good partner. Yet women often believe that relationships and intimacy will happen as side quests when one is focusing on other things. Human connection is important, and I see why it gets to people's heads when they lack it or when they struggle with it. It's a very difficult and complex situation because not only is it a case-by-case basis, individual basis, there's a lot of programming and conditioning going on. There's agendas going on. There's a reason why things are this way. And you guys have to go deeper into this instead of, we gotta look up. This is the last one I'm gonna do for now. It's gonna be a tough one. What real advice would you give men for dating? Somebody in the comments said this. What I want in a man is not the same as giving advice to men. My taste in men is not gonna help him. Okay. What if he doesn't prefer women like me? Okay, yes. So because I put so much emphasis on morals and values, and I don't believe a lot of people do the same thing. Like there are, but like I can't sit here and think most people do that and most people are going to operate on the same wavelength that I'm going to operate. I can't assume that, because I'll sit here, right, and everybody lives life their own way, but I'm like, I can't see myself doing that, right? So it's hard to give advice. I'm gonna speak to the men that resonate with what I say and that are, you know who you are, okay? If you guys have strong beliefs and morals and values, you will have people that try to like push you around. You'll have people that will want you to kind of do things differently, and you'll have this society telling you you have to be all, sorry about the background, you have society telling you like, oh, you have to look like this nonchalant, like douchebag kind of person. You have to be somebody who has a lot of money and who gets a lot of like women's attention. But to me, see, in my eyes, in my perspective, and I know I don't speak for everybody, I don't feel like that's attractive at all. It says a lot about their character, and that's just not the character of a man that I'd want to spend the rest of my life with and possibly even be a father. That's not for me. Be as good of a person as you can be. I know this sounds cliche. Respect people, but also don't let people walk all over you. But I'm sure you guys knew this already. I feel like I preach to the choir sometimes. For the people that put a lot of their validation in if women like them, please don't do that, because you're gonna meet so many people in your life. Don't let people determine your worth. I understand if people constantly get rejected, it does something to them, and I am going to validate that, right? But somewhere with all that pain and all that rejection that you're going through and that you're dealing with, try to remember that them doing that does not determine your worth. This society will tell you because you have more money, you have more worth, because you have more attention from the opposite gender, you have more worth. That's not true. Like, do I have less worth than a channel that has like 50K subscribers? To me, I will never understand it, but it's because I see the soul of people. I don't see them for this characteristics that society wants to put on them to make them feel like they're worth more, worth less. And it also changes depending on the time sometimes. I mean, look at beauty standards, for example. One thing is valued more back then, now it's something else is valued. Everything's always changing. Try to improve your health, try to improve your mental and physical health. You have to be okay with yourself. You have to be content with yourself. And this is something that I've even had trouble with, because I realized over time that I have been a bit too dependent on people. You know, like when I was going through hard times with my health, like I reached out to friends, like I just felt so scared and everything. And I'm not gonna beat myself up for it, because everybody has different outlets, right? But you have to be content in your own company, because you never know who's gonna disappear tomorrow. You never know what's gonna happen. You have to. I feel like a lot of people don't really want to accept this because they're just so desperate for that connection, for that intimacy, for the love, and I get it. But unfortunately, you never know what's gonna happen the next year. You really have to try to find happiness within yourself, and not with the media, not with the society, not with other people. You really have to try, right? And this is for everybody. I'm gonna stop with this. I want to make further parts because I think it's better. The videos are shorter with longer parts. That's just my opinion. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next one. I'm gonna put a quote right here or two that I think you guys should see. Have a great day.